Presidential Imbizos is not a platform for the president to come and give a speech. Presidential Imbizos is a platform for engagement between the president and communities. And these communities are coming from wards, they are coming from municipalities. So the presence of our mayors, our ward councillors, municipal managers who are at the coal face of service delivery is very important. So, Honorable President, we've got all our ward councillors here. We've got all our PR councillors. We've got all our mayors, speakers, and chief whips. Can we ask them just to rise for us to give them a nice round of applause, thank them for their presence, for these very important engagements that will be taking place here. Can we ask them to rise? Yes, our councillors, mayors, chief whips here in JTG. Thank you very much. Highly appreciated. So let me also thank the community of John Taologaetsi. Yesterday we had an event which was correction and elevation of our traditional leaders. We had more than 10,000 people who attended that event. It was very successful. That's the respect that the people of JTG decided to show to their traditional leaders here. Today, the seats here which have been arranged for 15,000 people. All the seats are full. There are people right there at the back who can't get seats any longer. What that means, Honorable President, is that we've got more than 15,000 people who are gathered here at once to come and engage you as the President of the country. Give yourselves a nice round of applause. Because without you, this event would not have been a success. Isn't it? Without you, this event would not have been a success. And we are very thankful that you woke up this morning, walked to this venue to come and have engagements with the President. So a presidential Imbizo is not about you listening to the President. The President is here to listen from you. That is the reason why the President won't give a speech up until you get an opportunity to speak with him. I don't know whether you understand that. So the President is here to listen and not to give a speech. And after listening, all of us, ministers, deputy ministers, the mayors and councillors, will have to go back, work on finding solutions on the issues that we'll be raising with the President. So, Honorable President, welcome to the Northern Cape. The 6th administration of the Northern Cape, like the 6th administration national, we started with our work in 2019. And I just, in 2 minutes, briefly want to take the President through the journey that we have traveled as the 6th administration. And this is our last lap as we are going to the elections to usher in the 7th administration. When we started, Comrade President, looking at the challenges which the Northern Cape is confronted with, socio-economic challenges that were more prevalent in 2019, we took a decision that our journey will be based on 3 pillars. One of those pillars, we said we need to modernize our province. The second pillar, we said we need to grow the Northern Cape. And the third pillar, we said we need to make our province successful. With modernizing the province, we said to ourselves, we need to have connected residents of the Northern Cape. So in 2019, it was only 61% of the population of this province that had access to both cellular and internet network. We worked with different private sector houses, Telkom, Vodacom, and MTN, all of them combined. Over the past 5 years, they've invested more than R1 billion to improve their base stations and to put up the necessary infrastructure. And today, we've got about 82% of the residences of the Northern Cape who've got access to both internet and cellular network. So that's a major improvement. We'll go to deep rural areas here in the province. People can use their gadgets now effectively. And what accelerated that? It was COVID, because with COVID, people had to get their education, they had to get their classes from home. We also looked at issues of building the economy of the Northern Cape. In 2019, the GDP of the province, which is the gross domestic product, Honorable President, was 119 billion rand. And today, it's standing at 148 billion rand, which means over the past 5 years, we experienced about 30 billion rand growth in the GDP. And there's 3 sectors that contributed to that. It's mining, it's agriculture, and renewable energy. And mining is the biggest contributor to the GDP of John Taolo Gaetziw. It's the biggest contributor to job opportunities here. With that growth of the economy, we managed to create the much needed job opportunities. Unemployment in the Northern Cape is very high, and particularly amongst young people. Our unemployment now is standing at 26.9%, and about 65% of the unemployed is young people, which is one of our biggest challenges that is confronting the province. But end of June, Honorable President, 2020, we had about 255,000 people that were in employment in the Northern Cape. End of June 2020. And today, we can report that we've got about 329,000 people in employment, which is an increase of 74,000, which is the highest employment ever in the history of the Northern Cape. Today, the figures of the employed people in the Northern Cape, 329,000, highest ever. But we also appreciate the importance of the provincial government, together with the private sector, to put much greater effort to create better work opportunities for the people of the Northern Cape. On making the province successful, we agreed that we've got 2 apex programs: health and education. We want people of the Northern Cape to benefit from quality public health and quality public education. Our budget now of the provincial government is currently standing at 22 billion rand, and 80% thereof is only dedicated to 2 sectors, which is health and education. That is the reason why here in JTG, we build decent state-of-the-art clinics in deep rural areas. Here in JTG, We built decent state-of-the-art schools in deep rural areas. Over the past 5 years, Honorable President, I've been in and out of this district to come and open schools in deep rural areas, decent schools with libraries, computer labs, and science labs in rural areas. So that work, we need to intensify and strengthen. And over the past 5 years, Honorable President, I've been moving in and out of JTG, opening of clinics, even in deep rural areas like Yeningsvlei. But with all of that, there are serious and major socio-economic development challenges that we need to address here in John Taolo-Gaetsewe region. And one of them is the challenge of water. Water is one of the big challenges that confronts us in JTG. And I was here about a year and a half back with Minister Mkhunu. He came to launch the first phase of the Vaal-Gamagara pipeline. And that first phase was completed at a cost of 1.7 billion rand. We need to implement the second phase and the third phase of that program, which will come up to Khasikhonyan. If we complete that project, Honorable President, the Vaal-Gamagara project, the Vaal-Gamagara pipeline water project, it will provide water to more than 200 villages here in JTG. So the first phase of the project is done. At 1.7 billion, we've got a pipeline that still needs to be taken further for the second and the third phase. But we are here to urge for the completion of that project, where the national government, working with the mines in this area, are looking at coming up with a solution to permanently address the water challenges in this district. The second challenge that we are working on with the trust here in JTG is the nagging and one of the issues which the community is consistently raising, the one of the TVET College. We went to an extent of even engaging with the Minister of Higher Education. This area, with such high levels of economic activity and such high levels and contribution of mining to the economy of JTG, I think it deserves a much decent TVET College for development and training of young people in order for them to acquire skills. We are working as well, Honorable President, at building a district hospital here in JTG. A decent district hospital, because what we have now does not really assist. It puts more pressure on our tertiary hospital in Kimberley. That's one of the cries every time you come here. The community of JTG would consistently raise that we need a decent district hospital. But because this is one of the most rural areas in the province, we are sitting with a major challenge of the quality of roads. The roads here needs lots of work. I told the President this morning that our budget for building and maintaining roads in the Northern Cape is about 1.4 billion rand that we get from national government every year. From that, 90% is spent here in JTG to try and address this major challenge of poor quality of rural roads. What we are trying to work towards achieving is to ensure that each and every major village is at least connected by tar road to a major area of economic activity. That is the reason why 90% of what we get from national gets spent here to build and develop new roads. So we are looking forward to the engagements that will be taking place today and again, Honorable President, We are very excited. It's a joyful occasion to have you and your ministers and deputy ministers in our province. Thank you very much for visiting our province. Alala, Northern Cape, alala.